Hello everyone, good morning. I'm not sure what's going on with the webcam though. That's really weird. It's not even dirty, so... How are you guys? How are you, me too? How are you, Jill? Why can't it do focus on me or not be so blurry? Hello, Starfinger. Let me see if I can fix it. At the first time it's doing that on... Okay. That was easy. That was easy. How are you all? How are you doing today? It's morning, I have my coffee. My big oat milk coffee. I don't like coffee, so I drink it with milk. And that combination is okay. So today, so the camera is a bit high. Maybe I moved it a bit. So today we basically gonna do, and I'll start soon. We're gonna do all of these beauties, right? 90, I'm clear on what I want to do with this 90 mithril. I'm clear on what I do with this 1600. I'm not sure exactly how far I can go. I did not recalculate everything, but hey, Raiden. Hey, Night. Enjoy your morning. It's morning with coffee. I think Jill is a content creator thing for the frame. I'm not too sure that the first time I got it, so I don't really... I've seen some people saying it was coming from somewhere else, but for me, as far as I know, I'm just a content creator, so that was given to me for... It's a week-long skin. So I don't know exactly what I did to get it. I don't know if I will ever get it again. I don't really know what happened, but I have it. That's all I know. And it's perfect because it's for SVS, so it's looking cool. I like it. It means I'm 3 stars. I hope maybe next time I got 4 stars. And basically the plan is to, like, for the next half an hour, we have 33 minutes before I need to push troops. So troops is very simple. Troop is gonna be... It's gonna be 141 days. I nearly got 10 days yesterday from killing the polar terrors. I think I got 6 or 7 days from doing polar terrors with my 1600 stamina cans. So that was good. And in terms of troops, we have indeed over 1,100,000 troops to promote, right? I'll clear these things as well, these little dudes, on all troops, and then I'll promote all of these to Helios, and then we see what's left, right? If I have some speed ups, I need to calculate actually. Maybe I need to train a tiny bit of marksman. Because my squad with pets nowadays is... That's 13.5. So that's... I'm at 190k. And if I do 8,500, what did I say? 190 times that times 7. Yeah. So something is wrong. $190k multiplied by dot times 7. So yeah, it's 1 million to yeah, I'm missing 200k. If I really going, like, if the 11089 is working for bear in Gen 7, I'm missing 200k marksmen to be able to send them on all marches, so yeah. So I personally save essence stones and widget for day 5. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think so. I think I've seen other people got it in the past. That will make sense. I'm not sure why they gave it to us, to be honest. I'm not... Like, the channel is growing, you know, like we are, you know, 2,000, but I'm, you know, kind of still a small content creator, right? Measure before training. Yeah, so that's something I calculated a while back, and I don't know how much I need. Because I lost that spreadsheet, so maybe I can find the spreadsheet again. Because that was a SVS prep calculator or something easy like that. SVS prep. Calculateur de préparation SVS, it's even a French one. So day 4. So let's say I need to promote, I forgot how it works. So that I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna do essence stones. I'm gonna do mithril, but mithril, the points change. So that's a big win for me. I don't have that many mithril, but I have decent amount. How much mithril is giving nowadays? It's giving 100, or it used to be 40k points per mithril. So my mithril used to give me, like the amount of mithril I have used to give me like 4 million points, and now it will give me 30 million points. So that's basically, for me, essence stones and mithril is basically 20 million points. Just these two now. So if you look at the ranking, that dude makes 36 million. And then if I'm promoting troop, yeah, I don't have the promotion in the calculator, and it does not tell me the resources, so that's not the right one. I never, basically, Jill, I mean, that has been over a year, I think, that I used training speed-ups on Lancers. I just promoted, basically, the T5 I get. So I totally agree, I have far too many Lancers. I have no use of them. Sometimes in SVS, to finish cities, I'm sending only Lancers, so some of them die. Yeah, so I totally agree with that. Yeah, I stopped to do Lancers a long time ago, and I'll suggest everybody to do that as soon as you have, 200-300k Lancers. You're never gonna need that much probably. Even on SVS, when you do 60% infantry, 40% Lancers, you don't need that much, and they are never dying anyway, so that's fair enough. For me, the War Academy, the free-to-play commission gives 10 shards only. Yeah, so you might have, okay, that's really good to know actually, Starfinger, because that's the way I made the calculation for free-to-play was based on what I get, and if you get less, it changes a bit, right? So for us, you see, it's 13. I don't think we got more for Gen 7, but maybe then if it's not based on generation of heroes, it might be based on buildings, right? So when you have Fire Crystals 6 to 8, if you don't have them yet, you might have an increase for that. So I'll show you where I am, but some of you know, right? So I'm focused on infantry a lot lately. So last time I aimed toward, I did this one to level 60 to unlock the extra defense. So I put it to 79 because I had the XP, but I don't want, there is nothing good for me here, right? So this piece is not gonna move beyond level 79 for a long time. And this one is gonna move towards level 100 because you get defense here, right? But that's not my priority right now. I really want to increase my lethality. I want to do more bear damage. I want to do more damage overall. So I pushed a lot on infantry. So I'll go gentle on infantry. I might just put these two to level 15 in terms of essence stones, basically. So 15 essence stone, these one to 11s. So that will be my goal short term, right? It will be 15 on all the main pieces and 11 on the secondary ones. So that I might not gonna touch today. That I'll touch a lot, basically. So I'll do level 11 on both, and I'll try to level 15 on both, and then I'll upgrade these two. So that's, you know, every time it's 20 mithril. So let's do it actually. So that's 20 mithril. So it kind of tell me the pieces I want, right? So that I'm sure I want to do. Because that's gonna, yeah. So that I want to do, for sure. And I'll do these two as well, I think, right? So I'll put this one to level 15 if I can as well. So that will be my goal. With the sandstone, that will be these two to 15, these two to 15, these two to 15, and all the other secondary one to level 11. So that was 40 mithril. I have 50 left, right? So if I do 10, I want to do the one that do defense. So that will be the boots here. So I'll do 10 on this one. Okay, so I need to do essence stones first here. So let's do essence stone because that I want the defense. So let's do that. Then we empower this one, right? So that's okay. So that's what I wanted to do for infantry. That's what I wanted to do for marksmen. Some people will say that you don't really need to do this one as much, but I started to do it, so you know, I'm not gonna back off on that basically. So that's okay, and I want here the one that does attack, that I want to empower. Actually, I want to empower both. Oh, okay, so I have two options, right? So either I empower both here, and I do one, and I do, no, then these are costing 10, right? So these I want to do for sure. I want to do my Lancer, the beats, so that I'm gonna do. So that's give me, I have 20 left, so my plan with 20 left, well, basically, to do, I'm lost, and I'll check on chat. Are you going for boost? That's why my calculation maybe. I don't want to be too behind on chat, so I'll go back to chat for a sec. I just need to open it up here because it's easier to read. So you got 140 and my calculation was 187. So if you get 140 per week, but that's not gonna be for long because you're gonna get soon more. But if it was 140 per week, it's still, you know, 7,300 nearly per year. So that's still decent, but that's slowing you a bit down. So marksman with mithril, marksman belt. Let me show where I am because I don't remember from the top of my head. So yeah, so the belt, that's for sure, right? It's giving me attack. So that I want to do. So I got some defenses here, basically. Right? I got some defenses from that. Here, this one will gonna have me attack only on infantry, so that's not a priority. I'll do it later, basically. Then here I unlock lethality. Plus, you know, this one gave me, well, I mean, they gave health up and everything in exploration, so that's gonna be okay. Basically, that's gonna be okay. This one, you know, is not as important because it's giving defense on marksman and it's giving. So this one is not as important. So I have one more to do. So ideally, I think the best way will be to go to put this one level 19. And basically put it level 20, right? I think that will be the best move in the short term to get. So Master Forge, of course. Then Ascend. Right? Then, I mean, I'll do this one as well. I think it's okay. I wanted to get there for a long time, so let's do that very quickly. But the one I want to go to level 19 will be this one to get the Lancer attack. So I cannot. So that's why I stocked a lot of XP on these dudes. And equip, and equip, and equip. So I'll put them back level. I'll see if I can get them level 30, but backpack gear. They are here. So reforge. So I'll get XP back here. I'll put the pieces back. So I might need to reset more of them, right? But I don't have much more here. So let's do that. Should be enough. Okay, empower. So first it needs to be level 11, of course, then empower, right? So that's really good. So we got attack, we got lethality. That's where we are. The only issue is I don't have that many essence stone yet, so I'll go slow basically. So that's good. Here I'll do level 14. I'll do level 15 here because that's the piece that's most the most advanced. And I did not calculate how much I need of this, but it seems I have enough, so that's gonna be okay. So that's level 15, that's level 14, that's level 13 and 13. So either I do 12. Let me see how much I have left. I have 400 and I can get I can get 150, right? So that's just below 600. Actually, that's just below 600. So I can do one level here, basically. That's gonna be okay. I can do these. That starts to be a lot better. Then what's left? So that's gonna take me. So now I need to calculate a bit, right? So what are my options? Either I do some health, because that's one of the highest level of, one piece that is my highest level, and one day it will be level 100, so it's never wasted to go level 15. To go to level 100 for like these levels, you need level 15 essence stone, right? Or I really go for offense, right? I really go for offense. I'm not sure I want to increase Lancer lethality that much. I'll do it later. I think Lancers are in a good spot. And that will be basically because I cannot... I don't have mithril anymore, right? And I'm not gonna get mithril anytime soon. So... I think I'll go for lethality, to be honest. I think I'll really go for lethality to push my... You will do this one? I think that's okay as well, right? But, because glove is giving me defense. I don't think it matters that much. But here I can do basically, it's 150. So that I can do that. Let's open some chest. So I have 164. So I need 300 minus 164. That's divided by 4. I need to open 34 chests. So 34 chests. So that's mean I still have, time 3. Oh, it's actually, it was not time 4, it's time 3, so I need 11 chests more. So yeah, I cannot do much more, right? Cannot do much more. That's I miss one actually. I don't know how to count. So either I do. I'll actually save some gear for them because I'm starting to burn some of the gear they use for these 2 heroes. So I should have left it on them and take it just if I need it. So because I have 300, I think I might not do the gloves. I think I'm gonna actually do, because I cannot do, gloves is 110, right? And I cannot do 3 pieces. Because these are too high. I can do mostly 2 pieces, right? So either I really push for these, level 15, or I push for health. But I think I want to push for damage for now. For once, I'll choose damage over the rest. So that's it. So these are level 15. These are all okay. And where do I want to put my XP? So I just want to put these back to level 30. I'll put them back to level 20 for now. That's very little XP, but that's a decent buff for other stuff. And then I'll boost my lethality basically on marksman, I think. But that's big upgrade, so I'm really curious to see what it does, and we still have 15 minutes to test it basically. So I'm really happy with the push. So these are secured. Then I think the next one, I mean, I can do kind of whatever order basically, because I'll save for a few more months before I push, so it does not really matter which one I'm doing first. So the difference is nearly 25% lethality, right? So that's, you know, that's gonna improve quite a bit. And then the next piece I'm gonna buff. So I think I'm gonna focus on this one, right? And then I'll slowly do the small one. Then I'll do the lethality on the Lancer. Then I'll do the level 20 I unlocked. And that's gonna be okay for now. And we're gonna look at the points. And that's 20 million as anticipated, right? That's 20 million. So Sato is right here as well. I used to be around 27 million yesterday, I think, if you look at me. Replay. Yeah, that's my new power, that sucks. I cannot see my old power. But I think yesterday was 100, so I earned 20... I earned 3 million of power on heroes, right? I should have checked my ranking as well, but if you look at hero power, I climbed a bit. But I did not improve infantry that much, so that makes sense that I did not climb that much. But for hero power, then I'm nearly back to the top 10. And these use I don't know, I was closer to 15, right? So if I earned 3 million, then I would have been somewhere here. So let's see. Let's see if it... Sometimes it does not change much, to be honest, but let's see if I can clear some of these. So Jill, can you help me pass that level? Because somehow I cannot. It's like, you feel so powerful, you increase so much, you spend freaking, 3 months of saving, and it does not change anything on a, on the level of exploration. But when you increase Bradley from 3-star to 5-star, you get 15 level more. So that's how crazy is a hero like Bradley. Like, I've burned like 150 days of research speedups, used like 4,000 fire crystal shards, and I got 2 or 3 level on research. I've done, like you burn 3 months and you do 1 or 2 more level on labyrinth and stuff. But Bradley from 3-star to 5-star is freaking 15 level of 11 or 12 level of exploration, sorry, and And how much was it? Was 25 level of the labyrinth, the first one on Monday. So it was like that, right? So you meant that, Bradley and Hector. So Hector middle, Bradley on the right. Because there is some lag on the stream, so I'll give you a moment to catch up and let me know if that's what you meant. Hector on left. So that way, and Wayne middle then? Swap. I'm just letting you catch up just in case I'm reading. Is that the proper setup? I did not touch anything because between the chat and me there is a latency, so I just wanted to double check. But I can do one fight, so it gives you time to let me know. But that combo like Greg Alonso, like wow man, the freaking destroy. I'm tempted to put him middle because he's the beast, but I don't know if that really helps. Man, wow, it's even worse by far. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel... Swap, René, and Hector. Okay. No. I put it back, Raiden. I put it back. But it's a bit weaker. So that I think I need to swap Bradley and Wayne. Should I put my base gear on Wayne if he's middle? That will be weird to me, but maybe I should. Poor. I got fucking destroyed. Oh man, so sad, so sad. So that's how we started, and that used to work better. The sad news is like I'll be stuck for months now, but that's okay. I mean, I'll do 3 shards on Hades. I don't really care. I progressed a lot. Yeah, they're probably, I don't know if they are, I don't even know if they have gear or if they just have, crazy stats and stuff. They might be cheating, basically for the computer. But I'll check Raiden, but I think that's okay. So that's my gear. That's okay, that's all okay. That's okay as well. And then Wayne has it. I put it back to level 20. And then Hector had it. I put it back to level 20 as well. And then... Hey Zamarni, thank you. Thank you very much for the kind word. So Bradley, René, Wayne. Okay, so you like to try things that are exotic. I will never try something like that. So Hector, Hades, Bradley, René. I mean, I did try sometime, but it's kind of rare. But that's kind of what you have to do with exploration. Either you play with things and you see. But that's looking, yeah. Like Lean is not dead, so it's keep shooting at Lean, and it never touch Alonso's alone. Those like these are, they keep their infantry and they keep full life. So it's like how do we blast Lin basically? Like kill the infantry, finish Lin because she's kind of healing. But that's working decent. But I think I might try some. I'll actually pop some resource now because I'll push training very soon. Swap Wayne and Bradley. So we'll do 1 or 2 more tries and then. I think I don't know. I don't know how much resources I need. Yeah, I see I got totally destroyed. So the previous setup was working better. But that's okay. So that's 5 minutes, that's 12 minutes. And how much is the buff? That's 6 minutes. So I'll take a screenshot of the resources. See how much I have. So my power is 505 million power, right? So 505, so I think I need to pop, what, half of the resources? I remember vaguely that last time when I calculated, it would take me more or less of half of my resources, but I cannot find the spreadsheet I used to calculate that. Let me look again, because I did a calculation a while back about resources as well. Training, no. Maybe it was in the calculator for KOI. SVS prep phase calculator. Maybe that one is a different one. So let's say it's day 4. Troop calc. So I think I need to make a copy of this one if I did not yet. Why can't I make a copy? That's really weird. Okay, they remove access to it, so I cannot use that one. When you save for 3 months, do you do event? Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, otherwise, you lose so much, right? So when I save for 3 months, I do. You know, if it was like a state of power, right? I'll unlock all of these daily, right? If I was saving on the SVS, and I'm only pushing on seasonal events when there is like something like that. So I push just what I need to get the name cards, for example. So to be in the top 25. The only exception I'm making is like when I need to get something I want, but I'm pushing as little as possible and I'm keeping most of it. So I cannot find my calculator, so if you cannot find it, just wing it. Basically, that is not what they say. So I'll do all the green ones. I'll keep one of the resources. It probably takes 2 minutes. You're right. But we'll see in a sec. Let's pop some resources. I mean, I'm not gonna. Nobody gonna take them away from me. So I'm gonna keep these 4 blue ones. Let's see. So it gave me 1 or 2 million. So that's very little. That's give me 1 million. Let's finish that and we'll calculate together quickly. But because I already did calculate it, I was thinking it would be faster to just find again, you know, the calculator, basically, because I have it somewhere. But maybe it was an Excel file, it was not a Google Sheet. No, it's not an Excel file, I have nothing on my computer. Because the one I have entraîner des troupes. No, that's not this one. Yeah, I think Jill, otherwise it's too boring. I used not to. I used to save my gems, but like it takes forever. So if I promote 9,000, let's make it simple, right? Let's make it simple. So I promote 9,000 by 9,000 troops, and it takes 34.4 mil food, 25.8 mil wood, 6 mil coal, and 1.2 mil iron, right? And I need to promote 1 million, let's say 1,115,000 divided by 9,000. So I need to do it 124 times. So if I do 124 times, so if I do 34.424, that's gonna be 4 billion. 4 billion of food, a bit more, 4.3 billion of food. So I need to pump quite some more, because right now, yeah, I think Starfinger, sorry, if you save 3 months, top 5 should be okay at a later stage of the game. Like earlier days is, like if you look at us, if you look at the current, so that's their way, right? So I'll basically make a lot more points. That's, I mean, Webster and Sato are pushing harder and harder. They are not whales right now. Webster is kind of borderline whale, I guess. But she had periods where she was not really involved in the game as much. So she did not spend and progress as much. But right now she's growing very hard, Sato as well. But you see like whales on the overall ranking, like that's a whale. That could be, I have no idea. But Denise is one of our bigger players. That's one of their bigger players. Like people are using, like PT is one of our bigger players. So yeah, people are using B for SVS basically, or they don't have that many things to push anymore. So at that stage of the game, they don't make that much point. But the 1 or 2, 1, 2, 3 is hard to get because there is always 1 or 2 or 3 whales pushing very hard, right? And it depends a bit on your states. And that's actually, like they announced transfer, that's a video I want to make for next week when we kind of have the brackets. But if you look at the neighbor states, right, it's very different being top 3. But if you are like in a states like that, when you have Elius or like these guys that were kind of, you know, in the Tyrant kind of winning, possibly kind of state, these states are super competitive, so you will never finish top 5 as a free-to-play in these states, even if you save for 3 months, there is no way. And there are dead states where you will be able to finish top 5, so it always depending a bit on your state. So let's do resources. Let's do resources. So I'll do the one that cannot be stolen first. So that's 10k, so if I do 4 billion, I'm lazy today. But let's do 4, I need 2.5 billion. Divided by 10k, I need 250 of them. 250k. That I'll do 20. That I'll do 7. That's kind of winging it a bit, and let's see how it goes. That's not enough, I need a bit more. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's what I do, right, Jill, is like I spend on one SVS every generation. That's the best for your states. And, you know, you hope to get top 5, you hope to get top 10, that's manageable. So I think we're ready. I need to recall my dudes. So I got the little troops back, and I'll pop that because I think we need to go then. It's not, you know, it's gonna be quick with the buff. It's gonna take a few minutes only, but yeah, my experience with Lucky Wheel is depending a bit on the generation, depending on the amount of wheels you have. But yeah, if you spin 70 times on all events, you get it to 4-star or very close. If you spin 120 times every time, you get it to 5-star or very close. Like last time we had 5 wheels, I think. And my René was, I had to use 120 shards, I think, on René, because we had only 5 wheels. And I spin 120 times every time. On my farm, René was maxed out, and I had to spend like 50 shards because I got a bit more lucky, and I spent 120 times on my farm every time as well. So it's basically 70 spins is secured or very close to 4 stars. If you alternate 70 on King of Icefield, 120 on SVS prep, you are, you know, 4.2, 4.3, maybe closer to 4.3, 4.4 if you are really lucky, and, you know, 120 is full 5 stars more or less. So the game is kind of well balanced, if that makes sense, but yeah, it takes a bit. So let's promote all of these. So let's do quick. I don't care if I lose some minutes. So we don't have any small troops, going around. So let's do quick use, and let's start. I want them to finish in 12 hours from now. So let's do 4 point. How much is that? That's a bit too much. So that's okay. So they'll finish tonight, so I'll get a tiny bit more points here, right? But I don't want to train T5, I want to train T10. So now let's do the crazy promotion. So let's do all of that. So that's 30,000 at once. So that's gonna go quick with the buff. I think I trained. So that's, you know, that's gonna be easy. I should have enough speed up, enough everything. Yeah, I got T5 as well. We can do T5. That's a good idea. So that's no T5, no T10. So we are halfway through more or less. So we did 13 million power. We did 8 million points. So I might make as much point as him. Let's see. And how we do for speed ups? How we do for speed up? Oh, speed up's gonna be fine. I did not calculate, but I knew it's gonna be okay from a rough kind of head, you know. I had a feeling from previous time I calculated everything properly that speed up would not be the issue, and that's the case. So that's why you spend the 3000 gems for training when you have too many days of speed ups. Otherwise it takes the half an hour to do it, and like it's gonna take 5 minutes. And I was a bit late, so yeah, I got the buff, right? I did not check that, but I got the buff. So I'm happy because I'm gonna be able to try the T11 for Crazy Joe tonight. I won't be able to stream because I have a barbecue. That's why I've changed the stream schedule. Because tonight we are hosting a barbecue, so... And it was at the time I need to put the fire and everything. So I had to swap my training time for my main, because I won't need it for my farm. So that's 1.3 million troops, so that's done. So that's a 30 million power increase. And that's how many days of speed up left. If I want to be first, I need to push my speed ups. I'll do it anyway. I have 55 days left, so if the question is, do I do only T11? Or do I do a bit of marksman as well to get a bit closer to be able to do like big rallies? What do you guys think? Like ideally, if I go to 1.2 million, I can either do 110.89 on 7 marches, or I could do 10.10.80 with 20% buff, if I go to 1.2 million of marksmen. But infantry, that's what's gonna die a lot. You will go for infantry only? I kind of agree. Maybe I do like 20 days on marksmen or something like that, just to get a bit closer. But yeah, if I run out of troops, if I fight a lot on SVS, the only thing I'm running out low on is infantry again. It's always infantry. So that's, you know, that's 6 days. That's 10 days. 14 days. So that should be 20 more days. That's crazy points as well, right? That's really crazy points. So I have 30 days left. I don't push on day 5. I have just shift gear. I just pushed as soon as I can. Okay, so I start to be low on food. Yeah, 11 days, so I really hesitate to do a tiny bit of infantry, but I can always do it later as well when they are T11. Let's finish on infantry. That's gonna be okay for today. I don't really need more bear damage, to be honest. Like, I can reach out 4.4. It does not really change anything to me. So how much days do I have? So I'm not messing up. I can do one more. Then I can do half. I'll use general speed up for like 2 hours or something because I miscalculated, and then I want 12 hours of them. I want how much are the other one? 11:47. So that's it. Train, yes, that's what I want. So I'll get a bit more point tonight. So yeah, my day 5 ranking will be bad. So today I'm first for now. Okay, I actually smashed him. I actually really smashed him. So today I'm first which I have a very good lead. So 20 million on, it's possible he beats me, but that's, he's a whale. If he wants to buy whatever he needs to beat me, that's okay. But that's the thing I can do is to do my best, saving for 3 months. That's why saving for 3 months for a free-to-play really helps, is because trainings give a lot of points, right? And I'm not spending on training speed-ups. I'm doing nothing to boost my training speed-ups. So if you manage to get 140 days, 120 days like I had, or 100, I think once I patched with 180 days, so close to 200 days, and that's really, I don't know if it's securing, but it's really helping towards getting where you want to go, basically. That's really helping, buddy. So that's it for the push, guys. I don't think I need to do it on my farm. I think that's 150 mil plus the rest. I think they never catch up, right? So the promotion, to give you an idea, right? To be clear, I made a bit below 21 million with the Essence Stone and the Mithril. So that was 27 million on promotion. So promoting 1.1 million troops to T10 to T11, plus training T11 with 141 days speed-ups. So if you do 27 million divided by 141 day, like roughly 1 day of speed-ups give me 191k points. So it's nearly 200k points per day of speed up for me. With the balance, I got more points because I promote. So maybe if you just train T11, maybe it's 150k, right? Per day, more or less. So it's easier to understand. So I'm very happy with the outcome. But the only issue for me, if you look at my bags, right? I have Fire Crystal. So tomorrow, but I think that would be stupid of me, but tomorrow, if I wanted to make points, I could put my War Academy to level 8. I think War Academy to level 8 long term is needed. I don't think they'll keep it useless. We will have T12, and T12 will likely come from here or something else. But so I put it Fire Crystal 6 to push a bit more, but I've kind of, I want to keep. That allows me to go Fire Crystal 9 in 20 days. In like 3 weeks, we have Fire Crystal 9 and 10, so that allows me to go to Fire Crystal. I even have a bit too much. So that's my security for Fire Crystal 9, plus everything extra I will convert to shards to go towards T11 for marksmen. And then after T11 marksmen, I either go Lancers, or I actually go slowly towards Lancers, and I push towards Fire Crystal 10. So let me catch up on chat. I'll catch up somewhere else because the OBS chat is not so nice to read. Let me catch up here. It's a bit easier for me to follow. So my SVS pushing is as follow. Day 1, Fire Crystals. Day 2, Lucky Wheel and Shards Gathering. Day 3, Charms, Polar Terrors. Only troops. Yeah, you can split it, right? For me, if I did it quick, it's just because I wanted to squeeze extra level on everything, right? So today is Charms. So you could do them today or yesterday to push Labyrinths. That allows me to get some levels here. Pets, yesterday I did a few more levels. Not much, but I did a few more levels on pets. So it was just I did not really check it carefully, but it was to make sure I do more exploration sooner and more of that sooner as well. But sometimes I'm spreading it a bit and I kind of tend to do it as late as possible. Essence Stones, Widget, Chief Gear. So tomorrow I'll do Chief Gear and I have quite a bit, right? Chief Gear. I did not calculate, but that should be 3 here. Maybe I have enough to max basically all of them, right? Or these will be T2 2-star or something like that. I can calculate, but that will be all I have tomorrow. Because everything else is... Well, that I cannot do, widgets I cannot do. I have a bit of shards, but I cannot really. I mean, I could do 3 level on Edith, but I want to get the SVS shard for her. Then Mithril is dry. Everything is dry. Everything else is yeah, I can do some pets, tiny bit. Any plan for legendary chief gear? Chief gear, I won't do legendary. It's insane. It's really insane how much it costs for what it gives. Like, I see no no value in going there, to be honest. So I mean, I'll do it naturally, right? Or what I was thinking is maybe to kind of to not fall behind too much or to keep progressing. There is a €5 pack that's really good for Chief Gear, which is hey Mighty. I should advertise on the state as well. I never advertise. I advertise a bit on the Alliance, so people are watching, but I never advertise on the state. So yeah. Hey, I did one, but I think I don't want to yet. I did a training cost, and I was thinking I'll do 1 or 2 level of each, and then I was like, that's 1,000, If I do 2 or 3 level, it's 1,000 fire crystal shard, which makes me further. I want at least 2 level of troops. I want T11, so I think I'll rush towards Helios Marksman. So every extra fire crystal I don't need for fire crystal 9. When it's available in 3 weeks, I'll push towards T11, and I'll start T11 ASAP. But then, do I wait 3 months again? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I will wait 3 months again. I'm not sure I'll wait 3 months again. I might want to. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because Gen 8, basically, I don't know if I want to push 1 SVS in Gen 8. Gen 8, I want to do only Gatot. I want to do only the wheel. I don't care about the one from King of Icefield. I only want to do 1 hero in Gen 8. So I'm not sure. Yes, Starfinger, it's insane, so I don't know, I'll see. If I see that it's burning my resources too much, this SVS, then I might do 2 or 3 levels, 3 or 4 levels here. So I'll see how it goes, basically. Yeah, Hendrik is good, but if you look at my lineup, right, I have Bradley maxed, I have Wayne maxed, I have Gwen maxed, so I maxed all of these, right? I have Marksman, I have good heroes. Infantry, I have, Hector is decent, Edith is decent, and I'll get Gatot, so I'll get Edith and Gatot, so I have the last 2 generations of heroes from Infantry. Lancers, I don't care that much about them. I'll have René, and I'll have Bradley, so I'll be okay, actually. I'll be okay. So it's a time for me where I can build up shards, and I can focus on a later generation. I can focus on Gen 9 or something a bit more. So nobody wants to say hi. Nobody wants to say hi. So maybe what do we try? Maybe we try. I don't have buffs, I don't have pets, I don't have anything. But I got strong heroes. Maybe we try one of these now, see how it goes. Yeah, Sonia is great as well. I know that. But like right now, I'll use gems to push toward VIP. So basically, if you look at my VIP plus my gems, because I'm not gonna spin the wheel this generation ever again. I don't need to spin the wheel in this generation ever again, right? So my Bradley is maxed, and that's the second wheel we have. So we have 3 or 4 wheels I'm gonna save on. So that's nearly 500, 600k gems, right? So by the end of on this generation, I'll save a lot of gems. So I'm getting crushed, but I want to see my new stats without pets unbuffed, right? That's my new stats. Yeah, but do I need a defensive Lancer hero for what I do? I do solo march on Foundry, I do Canyon, sometimes I rally lead on Foundry, right? I'm starting a few rallies. I don't think I can be rally leading on turrets, because if you look at, I thought I might need to at some point, but if you look at hero total power, right? So these are, you know, people that will lead the rally. Then I have Webster stronger than me, then I have Sato, right? So if someone's need to do turrets, that will be, and we want the stronger player in the rallies, you know, like I'm currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm 7 in my alliance, right? And I'm very close to Patron, he's very similar to me, so like it does not really, yeah. I mean, I've been saving gems for 6 months, something like that. And I don't need to spin. So again, so that's 1.4 mil, and I got nearly 450 mil, right? So that's gonna be let's say I'm 1,850,000, right? So I'm missing less than a quarter of it. I'm missing 550k VIP points to be VIP 12. And that could be, that half of it will come from the gem I'm saving by not spinning the wheel and by using general shards on Bradley. So half of it will come from here, plus some from the game. So I have a good, you know, maybe end of August. Maybe I'm VIP 12 end of August, something like that. Maybe that's that the deal. I'm not checking PMs, like I think people ask me not to show on stream. So I'll check a bit later. So if you guys are sending me PMs in game, not gonna check them now. It depends, right? For us, it depends on the day. Sometimes it's very active, people have fun for World Chat. Sometimes it's very quiet for a long time. What I found is like it tends to be active when I sleep. I never look at World Chat, to be honest with you. People never see me talking in World Chat. I'm rarely talking in it. But it really depends for us. Sometimes it's very active, sometimes it's not. Same with Alliance Chat, right? Because that's morning for many people. People are working, so it's kind of quiet. And you see, like, that's all I was sleeping yesterday. I mean, tonight, right? So people talked a lot, and I'm not sure, I did not catch up yet, so I'm not sure what they talked about. But there are definitely a lot happened that I sleep, so I guess it's US people and European that goes to bed a bit late. Yeah, we do. Basically, we had all we need from a previous state that they fought for in SVS. We are friends with them, so they got, you know, we had a good idea of the prep phase they do. We have a good idea of the wells they have. The only thing so we knew like prep phase they will be more competitive than our previous. So let's say that our previous SVS where we were doing that kind of point and they were doing half of it, right? They were doing 1 billion. So that was a total no match. We knew it from day 1, day 2. If you followed the channel, you might have seen that these guys are doing decent, you know, at that stage of the game. It's not a great state, of course, for prep phase, but they are doing, it's not a dead state, you know, it's not super active state, but it's not a dead state. So we knew prep phase gonna go like that. That was our expectation. But the only concern now that we have is if you look at the ranking, that's one of their top whale. Top rally leader, right? That's one of their two, of two strongest player. And I think the other one is Big Boss, if I recall. I'm not sure, I have a doubt now. But I think that Big Boss and Royal Elmshen are their two whales. And we have Denise here, which one of our rally leader. Then the next one is PT, is quite lower. So, you know, and our stronger player Tamer is not really anywhere there. So he is here, right? He did 16 million, so that's very little. So unless he's waiting or something, but Tamer is here, he's our stronger player. And he was kind of close to the other dudes, right? He was close to the other dudes. But now, yeah, now it might not be the same, basically. Now they might be a bit stronger on their two rally leaders. Basically, they have two rally leaders that might be slightly stronger than us. But we have a lot more, you know, we have Denise, we have Farkad. Farkad moved, he was there. We have the F. So we have a lot more secondary, you know, like our top 10 is a lot stronger than their top 10, but only their top 2 is stronger. Yeah, but I mean, 1 billion point is okay, right? That should be okay. Like, unless you don't do the buffs, like let's say they were doing construction buff on day 5 and you on day 1, then maybe, you know, maybe they have a chance to win. But 1 billion point is, you know, is too much. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna make 1 billion point more than you. But that's good for you if you are smashing prep phase. It's, you know, very much secure, right, to win prep phase. Because we are like, okay, prep phase is won probably based on previous activity of previous state we talked to that fought against them in terms of how much prep phase they do. Then battle, we are like, it looked like even, but now we are like, they pushed a bit more on their wells for prep phase, so. That's the issue, right, for wells, and that's why you start to see people then when they are maxed out, they climb in the, you know, power leaderboard because they buy the training speed-ups, basically, right? Everything that give them training speed-ups, and they only push on training speed-ups. Right now, whales could push a lot on charms. For us, because we have up to T11, right? Oh, to T11. We have from level 16, we have, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 available. But what people were saying, like Miyagi was saying, is like going from charms 11 to 16 is like $25,000. $25,000. So it's like, you know, you know, can you spend 25k in 2 months in a game to get your charms to max level? I'm like, maybe you can, but that's, you know, that starts to be a very little amount of people, right? I did not calculate it, so I cannot guarantee, but even, you know, even if it's 10k, even if it's 15k, half of what he calculated, because you go a bit slower, you buy better packs, you don't just rush toward it, you know, you wait a bit for seasonal events, and you get good discounts on some of the purchase. That's still a crazy amount of money. Depends, but it could be Starfinger. Like some whales, some people are spending a lot and they quit the game very quickly because they get bored. Either because they maxed out and they spend a lot of money, but that sucks because you spend 20k to max out or 30k to max out and then you quit because there is nothing to do. Or they realize that they spent too much and that was not within their budget. Basically, that's people that, you know, created trouble, financial trouble for themselves because they got hooked into the game and they have to kind of quit, right? So yeah, that's... I'm not gonna stay too long, guys, because it's the middle of the day and I kind of have to start my day and start to get to work. But you guys are chatting, so I'm, you know, I always prefer to stay on when the chat is active. But yeah, I need to also get to real life. So, but all I want, I'll buy the passes, like I always suggest everyone to do, and that's okay for this week. Everything is clear. Then I'm not gonna push on, like my farm is a bit of a, I'm a bit hesitating, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I'll say, basically I push only heroes and fire crystal on my farm, so that's the 4th month I'm saving on my farm. So, you know, I have a bit of widgets. I even start to have a mithril. I have a bit of chief gear, a bit of charms. And because we never have a delicate prep phase, then I just accumulate everything. I'm just burning fire crystal not to lag behind, and just hero shard not to lag behind as well. So, but I'm a bit, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could push on the farm as well. That's fun too. But I'm ranking okay. I'm ranking 25 right now. Because I pushed quite a bit with buildings and stuff. So I used to be 15 yesterday. That's gonna be okay. Yeah, I agree, Killer Moon. We do, right? We have people that... For me, I'm decided to push because I need the shard, so I need to go all in. And I save on my farm, so, you know, whenever we need to make points, I can make decent amount of points with the farm, right? I start to get 130 days training. I burn a bit the research speed up, a tiny bit, about 2/3 of it. But, you know, I have training speed ups, I have everything I need on the farm to push. But of course, you need to discourage for beast and stuff. We had many people that stopped pushing basically yesterday when they saw it was one. For me, it's just my 3-month cycle all in. And if I need, like, let's say we have a very tough SVS in between, I might just push for it as well, just to help the state. But I never had to make that decision yet, so we always win prep phase. So. But I think, like, let's say next month on my main we have a tough SVS prep, then I'll empty my bags on the farm and I'll empty my bag on the main, my months of saving. Particularly because, do you know with the King of Icefield SVS prep hero for Gen 8, I have it. It's right here. It's Lucky Wheel, it's an orange one. So that's Amos, Eddie. So that's Sonia. So that's the Lancer hero. So yeah, I don't really care, to be honest. So either for Gen 8, I'll basically push every SVS, not to lag behind too much. Or I decide to push a tiny bit on some events to rank personally, right? And I save the most of it for SVS, but I still push maybe on, you know, Alliance Showdown that we are winning, or help winning Alliance Showdown, or like little things like that to get a bit more building and a bit more stats. But I don't think it's really worth it. I'll rather push on SVS on a seasonal event, basically. I'll show you something. So let's say 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes I'm gone. But for 15 minutes I'll show you the work I've done on my Discord, so you can. It's not open yet. There are too many things missing. But I'm curious if you guys have a quick feedback on the structure, on everything basically in it. So I'll just share it in a sec. Whiteout. So let me collapse everything so you have an idea of the overall structure without being overwhelmed by all the channels. Because I'm really thinking about the structure of the Discord, right? So I made a Discord. I hope to share it with you. I don't know. I'll try to make a good progress on Sunday. Sunday I have times. I need to do gardening, but some days, Sunday I'm alone at home. Wife is working, and yes. So that's kind of the. What hero do you get from Ava reward? What do you mean Ava reward? SVS reward. Right now it's Edis for me. So that I was about to say that's why it's not maxed, but that's on my farm. On my farm it's maxed. But right now it's Edis, so that's the infantry hero. So basically you will have an advanced teleporter. So I kind of trying to make it Whiteout Survival team. So you know that the purple teleporter that teleports you where you want. So you have a short words from me, like kind of clarifying my intention with the channel, with the Discord. You have the rules, you have like an announcement, whatever, you can introduce yourself. Oh, I'll make a where to start basically channel to kind of point out people, and a leaderboard for levels, like using the bots and stuff. So that's kind of the first thing. Then we'll got the Whiteout Survival Nude and everything like that. So that's just the official Discord channel from Whiteout that's just posting here as well. That's easy to do. So you have the gift code, the dev feedbacks, and all of that. So that will populate. I'll do another video on Transfer Monday, I think. I think there are things I want to say about it. Then you will have a channel where you can have, the stream and the videos announced automatically. And I'll put like my main spreadsheets and things that I've made available public. I'll make a summary here. So they would be linked in every of the channels, individually when relevant, but I'll make a summary of all the things I've made or I'm using, and I'm trying to give credits to whoever made them, right? So that's really important for me, because I'm not gonna host only on my content and my guides. I'm gonna try to use everything that's available everywhere, and if it's not done by me, then I want it to be very clear who made it and the credits goes to them. I have no interest in stealing someone's work or someone's credit. Then we have a general kind of, community tab. You have an international chat. For the French community, I know they are lacking content creator and everything in the French community. There is mostly Escanor doing French content. And many people ask me to do some, but it's tough. But, IRL, other games, and a channel where you can ask me questions, basically. So that's kind of the basic stuff. And then we start with the guides, right? So I wanted to make, that's probably 100 channels if I show everything here. So I wanted to kind of make a start here, your priorities kind of channel, so people know where to start. So if you are not Furnace 30, I'll basically point you to, rush to Furnace 30 guide, why it's important, and I'll do a bit more here, but that's really, for me, that's, if you need to know one thing, if you're not Furnace 30 yet in Whiteout Survival, is you have to rush to Furnace 30 and how to rush here. And that's my guides are covering that. Then kind of covering priorities for free-to-play, priorities for low spenders, priorities for medium spenders, kind of pointing out to either channels and, kind of what you should focus on. Then we start with the basic information. So that's the boring part, right? But I revamped my spreadsheets that I use for timeline. So you basically enter the states of the creation date of your state here, and that's populate all your next milestones, right? So that's something I've made myself. There are some people that do that on website and stuff. So you get an ID, and I wanted to share as well the one on the official Discord that is a bit more pretty, but for me I find it unreadable. Like it's just too small, it's like too vertical, it's too like that. For me, I cannot do anything with that, and I don't know when is 120 days, right? 520 days for my state. I have no idea. So that's why I've made this one, and there will be a link where you can access it and make a copy and calculate for yourself. That was always very handy for my alliance, because I can always tell people, all around here we should get next generation. It helps the whales to plan and everything, and usually I collapse or I hide the thing that already happened on the state, so you only see what's upcoming. Then you have alliance overview, VIP. So all of these are kind of basic stuff I'm gonna cover, but you see like arena, there is a lot to say. I need to write a guide. Pets, that's I need to write a guide. I'll cover the buff or the works and the stats or the work, so that's, you know, I have a video about all of that, so I need to improve the order basically of all of that. But you'll get free-to-play tips, Labyrinth, Daybreak, but some of these are like boring because that's kind of explaining the basic mechanics, and I'll use either the wiki or I'll use the official Discord to point out to some, because you know, there is not much for me to explain to you about how to heal or enlistment office. Everyone knows how to do that, right? Batch healing and like these things are boring, but I want it to be all in one place. So every aspect of the game, they should not be missing anything in that Discord, basically. Then I'll make something for R4 and R5, how to manage alliances. I think that's really important. People are a bit lost, and I have good tools for that. Then the section I call city progression. So you know, I'll cover before Furnace 30, so the rookie growth events. I think it's an important event to max out overall. It really helps. Then, you know, rush to Furnace 30, make a farm, priorities for research center, which could be basic information, but you know, then Helios, Fire Crystal, you know, what to do for free-to-play, what to do for medium spender, all of that. Like, you know, how to do Sunfire Castle and all of that, SVS. Then, you know, all the events about battle, so guides for Trap, Foundry, Canyon, Fire Mine, Tyrant, Crazy Joe, how to rally. So that's, you know, as well very well known everywhere, but maybe I add a few things here. How to read battle reports, so that the video I made recently. Then I'll cover all the main events. Did I do any? So see, for example, with King of Icefield, so that's kind of my tips how to complete it. Every day to do the minimum reward, so that's very important for your alliance. People don't know how to do that often, so it's what do you need to use, you know, to complete the minimum reward every day, plus, you know, that kind of stuff that I make myself. So people know what's good, what's bad, when it's overlapping with other events, with officer project and things like that. So that I'll do on everything, basically. That's things I've done in the past, so I might make that available as well, so you can put your buff on your states and, you know, where they are and when people can ask for titles and everyone, things like that. And again, some basic advice, lucky wheel, you know, percentage and how many shards you will get, showdown, you know, again, my spreadsheets plus the video if I make one. So I'll cover all of that, then I'll cover today events, so armament competition, official projects, so that, you know, that kind of stuff. So you see basically all of them, how they overlap, and if there is an alliance mobilization, you know, how can you overlap with alliance mobilization and SVS preparation as well, so that kind of stuff. And, you know, all these kind of regular events, right? These are monthly events, sometimes 6 weeks, sometimes a bit sooner. Then I'll cover seasonal events, so you know, either like the Christmas, whatever, I'll make a channel for it, and the kind of the one that are regular as well. Tundra Adventure, we have it 2-3 times per year. Journey of Light, we have it 2-3 times per year. Treasure Hunter, we have 2-3 times per year. Vault of Enigma, we have it regularly. Is it a good? It's not really an event, it's a purchase pack, right? Thanks, Raiden. Goodbye. Have a good day, mate. See you for Crazy Joe in a bit. Then States Merger, then any other guides, so it's like free-to-play city skin, free-to-play machine skin, so that's my videos, and you know, the calculator. So that's kind of the structure of the Discord. All of the channels I will fill either by the guys that are already written from previous alliances or video I've made, and then, you know, I'll fill all of that, and then when it's 50, 60, 70% ready, I'll share it all, I'll make a video, you guys can join, and, you know, basically help me make the best resources available for Whiteout Survival in one place, using the wiki, the official Discord, other people's video, my own content. And for every channel I want to record a video. So at some point there will be a video for every single channel in that. So you will get that from me. So that's where I am with the project, and hopefully, you know, hopefully next week I can start to share it, if not a bit, you know, a bit later, depending a bit on how it goes. So yeah, I'm curious, you know, like I'm really trying to get the structure, because it's a lot of channels, so trying to have a structure that makes sense for people and that's not too complicated, basically. That's my intent with it. In less than 15 minutes. So yep. So that will be the next stage, right? The first stage was the YouTube channel, the next stage is the Discord, and then it's growing everything, and then it's probably re-recording every video. The next stage will be with timestamps, timestamps proper, like maybe a bit more preparation on my side to have clearer information. And I'll basically structure like clear information on Discord, and then I'll use Discord to make guides. So that's kind of, I made videos, I made written guides for alliances in the past, over the last year and a half. Then I made YouTube videos out of these guides and kind of taught me how to structure things a bit better, but I think I can still do a lot better there. And so I'll structure it again more on Discord. I'll do cleaner guides, and then I just have to re-record the videos and spend some time editing and timestamping. So that's should be great quality content for you also. And I missed one of your questions. So in average, you get 200 or 300. How many shards of previous generation heroes on average do you get per generation from Intel missions? So it depends a bit, right? Because there is one hero that you get from, you know, like the event that's replacing Gina hero missions. So you get a bit more for this one. So this one you get closer to 300. So if you look at my previous generation, either the ones that I never use any shards on it. So we need to calculate how much is 3-star, which I forgot. Let me check hero stars, Whiteout Survival. So 3 stars is 20 plus 40 plus 115. So that's a bit below 200. And here I have 35, so that's 200 basically. That's 200 shard for Logan. Somehow I got a bit less for Reyna, so maybe it was a shorter generation or something. I think I stayed in Gen 5 a bit longer because I transferred, so that might be 150. You might get 150 from Intel missions. So anyone that's that you get from the hero mission, you might be closer to 200, 250 a bit depending on your luck. And I forgot which one was what. But you see Mia, like I get more or less 240 on Mia, and she was one of the hero mission, I think. So I'd say between 150 for the one you get only from Intel, up to 250 a bit depending on the length of the generation, and the one that is in hero mission. So that's giving you a range. So that's not much, but you know, that's 1 or 2 stars basically. That's why I kind of suggest people to go to 4+ stars when they do Lucky Wheel, because then you know you get closer to a very good hero, right? So that will worth to spend 3 shards for pushing on points on some events, for example. So tomorrow, if I want to push, you know, that worth using 3 shards just to get him a bit stronger. Yeah, it could. I have a doubt. It might be. Yeah, it might be. I never really paid attention, to be honest, but I think right now we have. I actually did not pay attention. Do we have Hector? It might be easy to spot because that's what's so the Gen 7, that Gen 5, that Gen 5, that Gen 5, right? So I have all of them, so somehow I'm not sure. Somehow I'm not sure. But it could be, yeah. So yeah, so that's here for today, guys. We did a good purge. Hopefully that's enough to win SVS. That's the intention. That's 20 mil points. So unless, I don't know, let's assume that you did only training and he has essence stones, or he did only essence stone and he did not train or something like that, he might basically kick my butts. But so far that's a very good lead. 20 million points, that's I don't know if it's enough to win, but tomorrow I'll be able to make, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 million maybe. That will be really it. That will be really it. Let's look at resources quickly. So yeah, I consume half of my resources more or less. Half of my food, 1/3 of my wood. That I had 2 billion. Nearly, I have 2.08 and I have 1. So yeah, so nearly 1 billion I've lost. And here, actually did not lose so many iron. That was 200 million I've lost. So iron, it's going down very slowly. Food is going down a lot faster than wood. And that's, so basically it's what I need to kind of keep extra farming either with my oaks or with my 5th March when I farm on 5 tiles is food and coal basically. That the 2 ones that are actually going down a lot more. And just me check my bags, and in terms of heroes, so the highlight is we did that one. So tiny bit more, we leveled up this one to level 15, so we got a bit more health. We level up these 2 to level 15 as well with essence stones, plus unlock these ones. I mean this one mostly, so that's, you know, that improved quite a bit. And we did the 3-1 with mithril. So a bit of essence stone as well here. So overall it's looking a lot better for my hero gear. It starts to be, I will call it decent, but I need a lot of XP components now. I was kind of stuck with XP components. I could not use them, but that's gonna be 19 level. That's gonna be another 13. That's gonna be 19 and 19 on 3 pieces. So that's gonna keep me busy for a long time. And you know, I can have as well do level on the gloves here, basically. And that's where I'm, you know, in this game, when you start to invest somewhere, either with your money mostly, with your focus, right, is where you start to have a diminishing return, right? Because now the next level for me, it's gonna start to cost me a lot more to unlock. You know, it's gonna take me more mithril, more essence stones, and that's where I'm like, you know, that's why I started to shift a bit towards charms, a tiny bit. And I actually bought some of the pet stuff as well yesterday to unlock more pets, is because I start to, like, I invested quite a bit of money here, and it's gonna cost me a lot more to get to the next level. So yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not too sure exactly. I still want to purge the gear, because the hero gear, I think that's one of the best things in the game, because it's giving you the right stats, lethality and health. You control the stats you want. These are pretty good as well. But I start to slowly hit a diminishing return, because now it's like 30 mithril, right? So that's gonna be 60 mithril next time. You know, so, and that's gonna be, you know, 20 mithril. So I need basically to progress a lot. I need like 100 mithril next time. That will be good to next push to have 100 mithril to progress these two. That will be one push, and then the push after it might be maxing out this one. So that's gonna be 30, 40, 50. So that's 120 mithril to push the gloves to level 100. So that will be kind of the next 2 big things, right? Or either, yeah, and then it will be probably pushing some of these, you know, 20 mithril a piece to get them to level 39, you know. Does it make sense waiting a few SVS when new generation arrive before pushing? It depends. I used to push, like on the first generations, until generation 3 or 4, like whales, big spender, tend to lack the amount of shards, right? They lack shards to push all heroes, so they tend to go stronger on KOI or SVS to rank to get shards, because they kind of lack the general shards. But then they reach out to VIP 12, then the generation, because the first Gen 2 is coming 60 days after Gen 1. So it's kind of very dense, right? But then it starts to be 80 or 90 days per new generation. So it paces a bit, right? It gets a bit slower. And whales tend to have enough shards, so they don't care to rank for shards anymore. Not as much, at least. Most whales do not care. So often in the first generation, it's easier to push on the last KOI of a generation or last SVS of a generation. Like later in the generation, it's easier to push. That's what I've seen in 3 states. It's because whales care less about shards, and at the end of a generation, they got the shards already. So they're gonna save for the next generation to push on the first KOI or to push on the first SVS prep. So at the beginning, it's a bit easier to push on the later KOI or All of Chiefs or SVS prep. At that stage of the game for us, I don't see a difference. Whales, when a new generation is coming, they instantly, on the first event they put 2 or 3 heroes to max. And we are now it's a bit hard to see it after SVS prep, but when you looked at Arena, the first week of Gen 7, you will see most whales with Edith maxed, Bradley maxed, and sometime the other one as well, I forgot his name. Like Gorgon, this dude, right? So you see now all of them have them maxed by now, but it will have been the same week. So they have accumulated enough shards from Gen 6 to max out Gen 7 when it comes out. And some of it is buying, some of them might buy a few from weekly deal for a week, so they get some from here. There is an event that's called Hero Hall as well, that you can buy some shards from here, so they are buying some as well, right? So that, I don't know if it's helped you, Yonut, but that's kind of the way I think about it. So if you are like Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you see yourself that people go a lot stronger on the first few SVS and KOI of the first generation, I'll wait for the end of the generation. And if that's not the case anymore, then you push whenever you're ready, basically, or whenever you want. Because they don't go for shards anymore. So that's my experience with it. So for me now, I push the first SVS of the generation because it does not make a difference, and I get to be strong early in the generation, right? Because if you push the last KOI or SVS prep, you are lagging behind an extra 2 months, right? On the new generation for your heroes, for your widget and stuff. So that's what I used to do, but I disliked it a lot because I was like, I'm feeling weak because I've like I have my heroes maxed out at the end of a generation when most people had them maxed early in the generation, and now that's why I'm pushing in SVS. First SVS I can, so I'm early generation and I'm actually like solid, like I'm far from being one of the stronger players out there, but I'm actually in a decent spot. I'm actually curious to see. Yeah, it did not improve that much, I think. I'm not sure what he pushed. I'll ask him actually. I'm curious what he could improve. That's our biggest hope for Saturday. So I'll go, guys. I'll get working on real life stuff of my regular job, let's say. Thank you very much for being here. It was really nice to push, to get a lot of power, get a lot of of everything. I'll try a bit. Let's see, one sec. Maybe we just do that together before we go. So yesterday I did pets and that's charm. So let's do charm because we did a lot of charms and pets. So I think it's fair to do that together to see how it went, because I'm not gonna push charms today. There are no packs to buy and I don't want to. And I did pet yesterday, so I did 2 levels extra yesterday for pets, so it feels that I'm kind of stuck again. Well, I did a lot of pets still. I gained 20% defense and attack and 40% lethality on all troops yesterday for pets. But because I passed that level, I might be able to get a few more. Yeah, that's easy. The boss is always harder. So that's really cool. I'm actually doing okay for pets. The fact that my city is 2.5, 3 months older than everybody else here is actually giving me a good edge, and I'm kind of at the same level as some of the spenders, right? Because they don't spend that much on pets. So pets, I'm actually, if you look at the leaderboard, I'm actually right here with the best. We are kind of all at the same level here. Only these folks are a bit stronger. So that was pet, so that went a bit better, and let's look at the charms. I'm very curious actually, because that was a lot of upgrades, so that should... But maybe I did them yesterday? I think I did them yesterday. If I don't do many levels, it's because I claim... which day are we? We are Thursday? Yeah, so I could do some yesterday, so it's not gonna... I'm not gonna do much more. But that's close enough, it's improving a bit. That's really, really close. But I remember it was a bit underwhelming because I did a few levels with charms, a few levels with pets when I've been saving for 3 months, and I spent a tiny bit of money on both, so that was really, really underwhelming to see that I can do, But today is a bit better. I think the troop ratio I used yesterday was 50, 20, 30, and it works a bit less than 45, 10, 45 somehow. It's kind of a big difference. So I'm kind of at the level of other players that are as strong as me. Teddy, El Patron, and that's good to see myself here. Yeah, so it's increasing, right? And if you look at the ranking, I'm getting closer to that rewards, which feels a lot, but that's not that much, but that feels a lot. And leaderboard, mostly care about the labyrinth ranking. I'm 13 in the stage, so that dude, we were hoping he's gonna come back. He went for a work trip of a month, and when you don't play a game for a month, you might play another one or never come back. So that would be good. He was strong and with us, but I'm getting not close to the top. Yeah. Not close to the top 10, but I've definitely climbed a few. I was closer to top 20 before. So really happy with that. And yeah, that's really it for today, guys. Thank you again very much. And I'll try to stream. I think I'll make a quick video tomorrow, but for just Chief Gear. Maybe I'll make a recap of, because I made the stream and people don't watch the stream replay. So I'll make a recap of SVS push, how it went, and record the push for Chief Gear. And then I'll try to stream on Saturday, but it's a bit of a how to say, delicate, tough weekend to spend, like my afternoon streaming basically. I likely spend it with the wife. So we'll see. So maybe Saturday a bit, maybe an hour or two. If not a bit more, if not at all, maybe a bit more, but that seems less likely. Yep. So that's it for today. Again, thank you very much. I wish you a great Thursday. Enjoy the rest of the week, and it was a pleasure to be with you.